Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and this is the continuing video of the Worlds Within Worlds. And I have been working on the camel with the volcano on its back coloring, and as you can see, I've already done half of it because I wanted you to see what I had in mind for this. And in this video, I will be doing the other half, and I'll be showing you some tips and tricks on how to do it. All right, let's get coloring, guys. All right. So just as a reminder from my last video, let me find my scratch paper, which I conveniently moved away from myself. I'm using 3 shades of blue to do this, and they are the Shuttle Art Sapphire Blue number 042 is the first one, and that's the color right there. That is my light color. Then I've got my Zenicolor Violet CP098. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. This is my light color. That's my medium. The first one was my medium. Sorry about that. My bad. And my third color is Prismacolor. Color PC901 is my darkest. There you go. That's the basic shades. And as you always know, there's always the light version of them. And the dark, yeah. So we've got some really, really nice blues here. All right. So let me get you situated here. You can see how nicely these blues merge together. And you can see how I've got my nice, it's like a violet on the bottom. So we've got some really nice shadings going on. I love it. All right. So let me pull you out and get you to the page now that needs, the side that needs to be coloring, so I can show you a few tips on doing this. All right. So I'm going to start with my darkest color. Let me sharpen. One of these days I'm going to take my own advice and have my pencils sharpened and ready to go. Oh man, all right. Okay, so in my previous video where I was showing you the extra that I inked in, and I've talked about this every time that I darkened in this inking. I want to say it was April 13th that I did on that video. If you haven't seen it, please watch it, because I showed you how I went through and darkened some of this stuff, you know, by the leg, down underneath, down by the tail. Just some really, really nice things here. Okay. So I'm gonna keep this previous page that I've colored right next to it, and there's a reason for that. And what that reason is as you can see, I've got a dark shade. This is my dark, this is my medium, and then this is my light. As you can see, my dark shade runs to approximately there. So I want to follow along because this color swoops, okay? Because the belly swoops. So actually what I'm going to do, let me do something here. Okay, I'm going to take my medium color and I'm going to very, very gently pencil in how this is going to swoop. Okay, and then we've got down here, yep, that'll go. Let's see, I may even make that a little bit smaller here. So my point being here is that you need to be aware of what's going on your page on the left-hand side. All right. So let me start getting that coloring in. And I may have pulled the wrong pencil. Just a moment, please. Let's try this again. I could always restart my video, but I won't. All right. So let's try this again. So I'm going to line that up and bring down my color. Yeah, there we go. And what I'm going to do, let's see, so I've got that dark coming in roughly this way. Let me change this a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. And we've got some small fish here that we need to watch for. And the thing is, because they're so small, I really don't want to have to erase them because of coloring over them. I mean, if these were bigger shapes, I wouldn't mind so much. But especially with a darker pencil, it's hard to erase and cleanly on that, so I want to be as careful as possible. And again, I'm not pressing hard. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you're using this isolation time. It's time to perfect your coloring skills, or, oh man, I colored right over that one fish, didn't I? Doggone it. And here I was being so careful. All right. And I'll tell you, it's really important, like I said, that you keep these fish as clean as possible, because ultimately when I color them, I'm going to be coloring them in colors that stand out from the blue, because we have an awful lot of blue. So I want my fish to stand out. So I would prefer that there not be a hint of blue in them if at all possible. And I will remind you that that lovely piano music that you're hearing is from Whisperings Piano. It is a subscription service. They do not pay me to advertise them. I just love them, and I particularly love them as background music. I think it's very restful and very relaxing. So the service is like 30 bucks a year. It's quite inexpensive. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit my own camera. My bad. All right. So I want to make sure my blues come across my gap without any problem. Okay. And let me do a little adjustment here. I got a little turtle here that I want to not color over. Oh, right over that back leg. Didn't even see it. Well, doggone it. And then I paid so much attention to that turtle, I accidentally popped over the fin of a fish. Oh, that wasn't a fin. Oh, okay. Let me bring you in closer, and then all the stuff I'm babbling about, you can follow along instead of wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Here we go. I thought that was a fin, and I don't think it is, so we're good. And I need to sharpen, excuse me. And for those of you who are new subscribers to me, I work in this micro view quite a bit for teaching purposes, so you can see exactly what's going on and what I'm doing. And it doesn't always look the best, but it helps you guys, so that's the important thing. But as you know, that when I pull out, that's when you can see the terrific result. Ooh, that music's kind of like ocean music, isn't it? Like fish swimming around gently. Love it. So yeah, these smaller things I like to outline first. Okay. Oh boy, that looks awful close up, but you know, it looks just fine from distance, so let's see here. All right. Wow, those are tiny fish. But it'll be well worth it once they get colored. Look how cool that's starting to look. I'm going to pull you out a little bit. There you go. Give you a little bit of the bigger picture, no pun intended. Okay, let's see here. And I am barely pressing. You know, guys, my mantra has always been let the pencil do the work. When you want a darker color, don't think that you gotta bear down with all your weight. You get your color, the color shading that you want with repetitive strokes. Okay. Now you can see how nice that looks and how that transaction looks. Let me move my light just a little bit so you don't have a terrible glare. There you go. Yeah, that's going to be a good transition. All right, and now I've got a really skinny key to color around. I guess that's one of those hidden thingies that Kirby put in. Let me go ahead and sharpen my pencil. Oh man, that's going to be really something to try and get around that. Oh boy. I did it though. See, I brought you in closer just so you could see. Is that not skill? Look at that. Ooh-wee. As long as I don't sneeze or anything, I'll be in good shape. Oh man. Holy moly. Cool. All right, I don't think I can get any closer than that. And I'll pull you out again. Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing in this video because you definitely get the idea. What I'm going to do is about this width and then down so you can see how I'm coloring the camel. Oh. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Little leg coming out. And then there's that leg, and then there's that one. Well, fin, I guess. Yeah, that's looking really good. So for the moment, I'll go ahead and stop at the leg with this color. And I know it's a little aggravating to have to go around these little fish and squid and jellyfish and everything else, but well worth it, guys. It really is. Look how neat that looks. Yeah. Okay, so let me pull you out again. And I'm going to come out a little more distance even so we can get a good view of what's going on in general. Okay. So I've got that really nice, see how you can see the pattern here? So the darker comes up, it goes up a little bit, comes back down, and then I've got it flowing naturally over to the next page. So yeah, keep a lookout on for that to make sure that your continuity is there. Just like I did with the trees. If you saw my other video, I had done the dark trees here and had to carry it over to there. So let me get just this little bit done here and we'll get the next color going. Okay. So now I'm going to get my next shade of blue. And I have to be careful on matching that as well because that comes to about here. And I'm going to make sure that you don't see a line between the two when I blend. And we've talked about this blending before, that the way that you know that you've done it correctly is when that distinguishing line disappears. Okay. And let me sharpen my pencil. I hate that when you're coloring and you're doing an area and then all of a sudden your hand jerks. Oh yeah. Okay, looking good. And I'm going to carry that blue over a little wider, I think. Okay, now I'm going to go with my last color. Pull you in just a little bit. Let me do this. Go this way. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how far this comes down. I'm just going to take it right down to the edge there. I suppose it would help a lot if I stayed in camera. Let's see. Okay, so that little area there needs to be the blue water. It's that teeny tiny corner. Yeah. And then I'm going to merge my colors, blend them. it's coming up beautifully. I need to put some paper underneath here. You know how those edges can get kind of wonky. And that would be my cat bringing me a gift. She always yowls like that. Which you also know if you're a regular viewer and subscriber. Thank you, Gizzy. Gazelle. And like I said, I'm going to only color up to a certain point because I want to show you a couple things here. And I'm going to sharpen. Okay. Gazelle. Oh, that looks great. And I'm going to sharpen again. And right now I'm just evening out any areas that might look a little wonky, and if they still do off camera, I'll go ahead and use my blender pencil. I can see some areas in here that are looking a little rough. Okay, and I've got to pick this up and curl it backwards because it's wanting to bend up, so. All right, so that one and this one. Okay, so what I want to show you, and I need to pull you out to do this. All right, so let's take a look now with a nice overhead view. I'm going to take my lightest blue, which is the pencil that I just had, and I'm going to make sure that everything is blended together. Excuse me. So stick with me because there's a couple points now that I want to make. Okay. Now, when I was coloring the fur, I made it a point, even with my lightest pencil, to go ahead and color arbitrarily this fur down at the bottom, but to skip, okay? So I didn't do it all in the darker blue. Let me go over here for a second. Bring it in. If you'll notice, I darkened this, didn't darken that, darkened that, darkened that, darkened that. So in other words, I picked some of the strands to go ahead and darken. I don't like how that's shadowed. That looks weird. To go ahead and skip every one or two or whatever. And that gives it a lot of dimension. And again, it's one of those little things that you don't really see, but you see it. And by that I mean it makes the overall piece look really good. All right, so I'm going to bring it out. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I got to get some water. And I'm going to pull you out all the way so you can see the overall effect. Look at that. Take a second now to look at that. And get you lined up. There you go. Isn't that grand? So all those little extras that I'm doing, for example, darkening this in, really make that show up. And you can see now that there's a nice color variation. And you can see it on both sides here. I'll be doing the leg, but I'm not going to do it on camera because I want to do some of this surf and show you how I did the waves. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the white Posca pen to show like little, surf lines. So that's going to look really neat. All right, so let me sharpen my pencil. And I'm going to be using for the surf my medium and my light blues. So let me bring you in. I really love this piece by Kirby. You know, and I said that about the dragon, you know, I can't help it. These are, I just love his drawings. I just love the things you can do with them. It's just phenomenal. All right. So just for your orientation, this is the correct way. I'm just turning sideways so it doesn't confuse you. All right, so I'm going to use my medium blue, and I'm going to, let me see something here, one moment. Grabbed the wrong one, that's all right. So I'm going to be using my medium blue. And I'm hardly pressing at all. And then I'm going to really press here to darken where it's shaded, because I want that contrast. Okay, now let's think about this a minute. We're getting near the top of the water here. So anywhere near the top, we want to start to lighten up on that medium blue, okay? Because as we go up towards the surface, we're getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So I'm going to stop about there with that medium blue. You just need to be aware when you're getting near that surface, because we're going to do something a little bit different with that. We'll be blending that in. And you notice how when I'm coloring, I'm coming up and going back down, just like with the waves. So even though I have an area right here, I'm going to leave that. So it's just a matter of really paying attention where you are when you color, and knowing when to stop one color set and then go with another. See, I'm leaving this little bit of wave open for my next color set. And that will be my dog scratching herself because she has a bell on her collar, so that's why you're getting that dinging. And also notice how I'm changing the color weight by having it whiter in some areas and then darker in others. And I really like how these waves are coming out. I think they're gonna look really good. Vicky, lay down. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, sweetie. You said a good girl. You are. Yes, you are. Okay. Problem solved. Oh, take the collar off the dog when recording. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Let's see. So since I've got so much wave coming up here, I'm going to go ahead and bring a little bit of that blue up here. Okay. So let me turn that and pull you out. Look how beautiful that looks. Okay. So I've got a really nice blue, medium blue, all the way across the bottom here of the wave. I've got a nice contrast here between the underside. So now I'm going to get my lighter blue, which is the color here, which actually is more of a purplish. And I'm now going to work on the waves and on the tops. Now, as I've told you before, you know, with every pencil you can use a dark and a lighter shade. Let me turn this. And I'm really hoping that you can see the subtle difference in the colors here. Let me bring it, oh yeah, there you go. That, you know, that's always frustrated me in coloring on camera, is I can see how terrific it looks, and sometimes I just can't show that, you know, it just will not translate on the video. But every flaw will show up. Haha. Okay. All right. So let me still turn. And I'll just keep it in the closer view so you can see. So I'm going to go lighter towards the top, and then as I go down here, I'll go a little darker, okay? And as you can see, there is a color difference between the two, but it's not jarring. You don't want a jarring difference. Remember, don't press hard. Let your pencil do the work, and if you want a darker area, or the area that you're coloring darker is what I mean, you do that by a repetitive stroke and not necessarily by pressing hard. And if you see an area in blue that you've missed down here, it's okay to take this different color and then just pop over it. They're so similar that, you know, no one's really going to notice. Now, when I pull out, here's where you're really going to see the difference. You may not have necessarily seen it too much on camera in close-up view, but when I go to pull out, look at that. Isn't that neat? And you can really see that difference between the two. Just beautiful. And what I'll do now is let me pull out completely here so you can see the whole thing. There you go. What do you think? Isn't that neat? And then I'm going to show you one last thing that I'm going to be doing with my Posca pens. Is I'm going to add a little bit of color to the surf. Let me shake up my pens. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. And it's really going to make a difference when I've got the back end done and then the fish. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything about coloring the fish, because I'm really at the point now, it wouldn't, I don't know if it's worth a video for me to do fish on camera. But what I would say is I am going to do them in detail. I'll probably use my fine liners because they're so tiny. And I will not use anything blues. I'm going to use totally different colors so that they show up. Nothing obnoxious, of course. Alright. Let me make sure my Poscas are working. And I'll stay on this side since this is the side that we've been doing together. And I really hope you've been enjoying what I've been showing you, because I've sure enjoyed doing them for you. Okay, I'm going to use my smallest Posca here, or narrowest I should say. Let me grab my paper towel. It keeps disappearing on me. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is going through with my Posca. Make sure that does what I want to do here. And I'm going to highlight the wave. You know what? I'm going to use my thicker Posca. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, guys, come on. Here we go. So I'm just going to highlight now the tops of the surf here. And if you don't mind, since I've gone this far, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Oh man, that looks great. Yeah, I don't really see anywhere else. I absolutely love my Poscas, as I'm sure you do too if you have them. All right, so let me do the other one, and then I'll pull out completely, and then you can see. All right. And the trick to doing this, guys, is you don't want to dwell on doing this surf stuff. There's a spot I missed. No, it's a fish. We're good. Never mind. And for some reason my music went away, but hey, that's okay. As it comes back, all right. Yeah, I really don't see anywhere else. You know, if you want to kind of go in a little bit, you can do that too. Oh yeah, that's cool. And even if you don't quite find ridges on the inside to do it, just pick a spot. Okay, I think we're good. So now let me put the two pieces together again now that I've done the waves, so you can see how neat that looks. Let me pull you out. There you go. And of course it's going to look 10 times better. Well, not 10 times, but it'll look better when I get all the fish done. And then this area where the volcano comes down. But oh my gosh, look at that. That is so cool. Love it. All right, so I think I'm going to stop right there. I think we're in really good shape. And I'm going to finish up the water. I'm going to finish up the fish, my last volcano. And then I'll go ahead and go to my Facebook group, Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and I will have the finished piece shown there. Okay? So, hope you like what you see. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for spending, spending time with me. This is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I really hope you had fun watching this tutorial. And just be sure to tune in next time. I would appreciate, of course, if you subscribe, and I could always use your likes. It improves my rankings, and that would be really great. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.